History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people who have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. We brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
On this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. This hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it. What we've done is taken 20 different veterans with their family's permission and used them as a silhouette to cut out of a 3,000-pound plate of steel. These warriors are placed in a V, and this is to show the size of the problem. This is to show the empty space they leave behind. And it's also to be a constant reminder of what happens when we don't listen to the stories of the warriors that fought in our name. Because it's not okay. It's not okay that everyone didn't know about veteran suicide. It's not okay that these things were a secret or left unsaid, or that it was shameful. It's not okay that it's shameful to suffer alone and suffer in silence, because if you ask for help, that you're no longer a warrior, that you're weak.
So I come back and I thought everybody else changed. So I pushed my family away. And it took a long time to really realize it because I didn't want to look internally. I got my Class A CDL and hit the road. I was on the road for about 8 years trucking. And this makes me think about how insignificant all of the major things going on are. I mean, what, 1 million years ago, that blew up. And, over time became this.
Whether it's hiking mountains or building monuments, it takes a community to heal a warrior. Warriors didn't get damaged and didn't become separated from the sunlight of the spirit on their own. It happened in the name of this nation. We can change the way we think about war, how we think about warriors, how we think about ourselves, and what we think we're going to do in the American community. We can do it now. We can do it here. And there's going to be another generation of warriors coming. We can set the tone to create a culture that grabs them up and loves them and smothers them in resources, in opportunity, right now. History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 12-week season comes down to tonight. We have 3 champions that will be crowned tonight. And 3 more spots up for grabs for the Dash for Cash next week. And we have not released where that race is going to be, but we will let you know tonight. We're going to run that at Volusia this week. So we're getting ready to get the show underway. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. You're about to see 3 champions take the podium. We are having some issues with Discord, so we will not be able to interview the drivers tonight unless we do it over race comms, but we'll figure out how to make that work. So we're getting ready to call the drivers off the track. As always, thank you all for tuning in. Let's get the show underway. All drivers, clear the track, please. All drivers, clear the track. All right, drivers, welcome to Championship Week. We'll go over some notes real quick at the end of the race. If you don't show up for the podium shot, you will get an EOL next week. I currently do not have Discord. I'm not sure if we'll try to do interviews over race comms at the conclusion of the race, but we probably will give that a go. So bear with us and roll with the punches. Bring out 2 cautions in any race DQ'd from that division for the night. Intentional contact is never acceptable. Protest, go to our Discord, send me a message, and we will get the message out. We'll review those, and if a penalty is warranted, we will do that. Call-outs are never acceptable. We had another suspension this week. Please cool down before you decide to call out other drivers or staff of Friday Night Lights. Blinking, first time warning, second time EOL, third time asked to park it for the night. That's all I got for you. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Tim, I'll give that a go, actually. Any others? I wish you all the best of luck. So there you have it. We have advanced to qualifying. Let's see if we can give Anthony Marfulio's suggestion a try here. See if we can open Discord. Out on the track, we're following along with the 007. That is Samuel Bachman. Rob Piper in the 92 car at the top of the board. It looks like my darn SDK is also not cooperating tonight. Cale Smith, top of the board in the 115. Cale put down a 1951, puts him in front of the 007. Clay Christopherson up the P2 in the 51 machine. Clay Christopherson currently sitting third in points. Now Michael Carter to the top of the board in the 15. Roxanne out there shouting out the 15 car as he puts it on the pole currently. Tonight's poll brought to you by Tight Lines Apparel. Joseph Grandy out on track, third quick. Caden Berry in the 12 car. He comes home ninth quick. Anthony Marfulio out on track in the 238. Braden Carter out getting his dad a shout out. Braden, thanks for tuning in once again. Chris Cox on track. The 015 of Justin Sick is on track. Chris Cox, third quick in the 5:15. Marvulio, 12th quick with a 1968. Justin Sick up the 5th quick in the 015 with a 1961 for the 15 car. Waiting on Matthew Seymour. Anthony Marvulio moves up the 4th quick. 1959 for the 238. Michael Carter still at the top of the board. Now Seymour out on track. Michael Seymour in the 03 machine. See the KB fan club out there. Gail, good evening, ma'am. Welcome to the show as always. Tally is out in the audience. Tally, thank you for joining us. We're getting ready to go heat racing. Heat 1 to the grid. Heat 1 to the grid, please. Michael Carter, Chris Cox on the front row, Joseph Grandy, Clay Christopherson in row 2, Randy Shreves, Andrew Harley in row number 3, Michael Vitale and Michael Seymour round out your field of 8 drivers. All right, leader, you know the drill. 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. All starts are on the leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start, do not pass before the start finish line. Got 8 laps to get it done. Everybody heading to the feature. Congratulations to the 15 car of Michael Carter with the Tight Lines Apparel Quick Time Award. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. So this is the last regular season broadcast from Got Your Six Racing Network. We will cover the Dash for Cash next week. And then we're going on somewhat of a break until probably around October as we take a break for my first real race season. So if you go to GY6RN on YouTube, there is a link to the page of what's going on with the real race season. Down at the bottom of the page, you'll see the Dwarf Car Journey page. You can click on that and follow us throughout the summer and see how things go. Michael Carter opens up a lead. Chris Cox pulls up to P2 in the 5:15. Clay Christopherson in P3. Michael Carter, your current points leader. That 51 car of Clay Christopherson currently third in the points. He needs to get up there and challenge that 15 car. Riding along with the 56 of Randy Shreves, Andrew Harley back there, and Joseph Grandy with a new wrap. Good-looking car. Mr. Grandy, I'm liking it. Michael Vitale in the 213. Like to thank Michael, as always, for his service to our country in that 213 Outlaw Racing ride. Michael does wraps for himself and his team. Looking sharp, as always, my friend. Up front, Carter getting away from the field. Chris Cox trying to keep him in contact. Clay Christopherson to the rear bumper. We'll go on board with the 51 cars. Clay Christopherson tries to move up one more spot, putting a little bit of pressure on the driver out of Des Moines, Iowa. That is the 5:15 of Chris Cox. Michael Carter still out front. We are on lap 5 of 8. Big track here. Again, don't forget to tune in next week. Same time, we will have the $500 Dash for Cash. That is for feature winners. All of our sponsors get a provisional start. Everyone who enters the event will get paid some amount. We'll take the $500 and divide it amongst all the drivers. Looking very forward to that, and that will be at Volusia. Last time by, Clay Christopherson with the fastest lap, 19.491. Joseph Grandy in the 5:18. We are nose to tail at Knoxville. 2 laps to go. Michael Carter coming out of turn 4, heading towards the flag stand. Bring out the white flag for the 15. Your points leader, Michael Carter, with 1 to go in heat number 1. Chris Cox, P2. We kind of got nose to tail here, as it tends to happen. Coming off of turn 4, it will be Carter. Cox, Christopherson, Grandy, Shreves, Harley, Seymour, and Michael Vitale. Heat 2 to the grid. Heat 2 to the grid, please. Cale Smith, Anthony Marvulio on the front row. Justin Sick, Samuel Bachman in row 2. Rob Piper, Caden Berry in 3. Luke Hines rounds out your field of 7 drivers. All right, leader, you know the drill. 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. All starts are on the leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. You got 8 laps to get it done. Everybody heading to the feature. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. So Grant Wesley is not with us tonight. Not sure if he would have been able to catch Michael Carter, but Carter with a 63-point lead over Clay Christopherson. So unless something happens to the 15 in the show, looks like Michael Carter will be a repeat 358 modified champion as the green flag comes back out. South Dakota, former Navy member Cale Smith to the front of the field. As always, Cale, thank you for your service to our country, sir. Mom Tally is out there rooting on that 115, as is Braden Carter. Anthony Marvulio, P2. Justin Sick with Samuel Bachman. Bachman right on the tail of that 015 machine. Justin Sick hasn't been with us in a couple weeks. Been out, he went to Volusia a couple weeks ago. Jordan LaFont in the audience giving Justin Sick a shout out. Caden Berry in the 12 car. He's moved up 1, kind of stalled there. We're nose to tail. Rob Piper, Luke Hines in the 17 up front. Cale Smith, comfortable lead over second place. Anthony Marfulio on lap 4 of 8. Look at that 115 car, the CTM driver. His teammate Michael Carter won the last heat. Could it be a CTM front row in the feature? As this will be our last heat race. We'll get into our 25-lap feature coming up next. There are your top 5 nose to tail. Waiting for this track to get slick. You can see right through the middle of the corners, it's getting a little bit slick. Not sure if we have enough cars tonight to slicken Knoxville up, but we're soon going to find out. 2 laps to go for Cale Smith in the 115. Down low, Justin Sick, the first one to drop out of line. The 015 goes down low. 1 lap to go. Sick running the bump in 1 and 2. Upset the car a little bit. Marfulio able to fight back on the outside. Sick will keep that 015 down low. Coming off of turn 4, the battle is for P2. Sick on the inside. Marfulio on the outside. Smith, Marfulio, Sick, Berry, your top 4. Three minutes of warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
Our
biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Vitale in the 213 at the top of the board. 19.685 for the 213. We're getting ready to go feature racing. 25 laps right here at Knoxville. Feature to the grid. Feature to the grid, please. Michael Carter, Cale Smith on the front row. Chris Cox, Marv Julio in row 2. Clay Christopherson, Justin Sick in 3. Joseph Grandy, Caden Berry in 4, Randy Shreve, Samuel Bachman in 5, Andrew Harley, Rob Piper in 6, Matthew Seymour, Luke Hines in 7, and Michael Vitale will start at the rear of the field. All right, leader, just like your heat race, 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the one to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. All starts are on leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start finish line. Got 25 laps to get it done. Championship is about to be settled. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Clay Christopherson was third in the points, 1 point behind Grant Wesley. We do have 2 drop weeks, so that is figured into the mix. So it's kind of hard to calculate points unless you just show up every week. Thinking that the 15 car is fairly safe unless something drastic happens in this feature race of 25 laps. And we will go green next time by. We were supposed to be real racing this week, tonight actually, out here in California. It's rained all week. Last 2 days have been clear, and we're about to have 2 weeks of rain nonstop. So don't know when we're going to get on the track for real. Looking forward to that for sure. I saw a picture of Nick Berry getting ready to run the sprint car on ice, which was pretty cool. Pace truck is off, as is the 15 car, Michael Carter. Cale Smith, his teammate, falls in line. Chris Cox is going to go down low. Christopherson down low. Caden Berry down low. Christopherson trying to move up. Justin Sick, he was down low in his heat race. He's right above that slick band around the middle of the corners. Pulls up to the outside of the 51 car. Chris Cox making some time up on the bottom. He came off the bottom a little bit, gave some room back to the 238 of Anthony Marfulio. Looks like Cox thought about a slide job. Marfulio gave him room. Now the 0-15. We're going to go 3 wide. Sick on the bottom, Marfulio in the middle, Cox on the outside. Good battle for third position. Justin Sick, the driver out of New York, underneath Des Moines, Iowa's Chris Cox. Up front, the CTM boys getting away from the field a little bit while these guys battle it out. On lap 4 of 25. Few cars down low. Sick, Christopherson, and Randy Shreves, I thought was down low. Maybe that was Andrew Harley in that one machine. On board with the 51 of Clay Christopherson. Let's see how close he's coming to that berm. Oh, the 15 car, Justin Sick, right above in the red and black car. Justin Sick makes a move on the 515 of Chris Cox for a moment. He'll dive it down low again. Cox gets a little bit sideways. Will that open the door? The 12th car of Caden Berry is there with him. Berry and Justin Sick running the bottom. Berry sneaks back up to the outside, trying to get on the train on the outside, as Justin Sick is the only one of your front runners that continues to run that bottom, trying to make it work. Clay Christopherson trying to come back through the field. Up front, Michael Carter, Cale Smith, the CTM boys, showing you how it gets done out front. Chris Cox under attack. Marfulio in the 238. Justin Sick in the 015. Caden Berry in the mix. Joseph Grandy in the mix. Looks like the battle so far is going to be for that final podium. On lap 10 of 25. Justin Sick committed to the bottom. There is no room to get to the outside. Now it's filled with Caden Berry. Joseph Grandy. Sick is going to be stuck down low unless someone gives him a gap here. Marfulio battling it out with Chris Cox. 238 goes down low underneath the 515. It has Caden Berry and Grandy. Oh, good run by the 238. Little slide job. 515 with a good run off the bottom side. Pulls to the rear bumper of the 238. Uh-oh, we got movement up front. Cale Smith dives it down low. Here we go. Teammates at the front of the field. 115 of Cale Smith with the slide job. Michael Carter battling back on the bottom, trying to get back underneath his teammate, the 115 of Cale Smith. Two were riding up front. Calm. Now they are side by side at the flag stand. Cale Smith, slide job coming. Crossover, I would suspect, from the 15. Side by side on the backstretch. Now Carter sends it in. Slide job coming. Will Cale Smith be able to cross over? Yes, sir. Side by side at the line. Cale Smith with the lead. Smith with a slider line. Michael Carter's going to try to cross it back over. Now that the front two are mixing it up, Caden Berry in the 12 car. He's on the bottom side. Slide job coming up in front of the 515. Chris Cox, we're going to go 3 wide. Side by side at the line, Caden Berry and Chris Cox up front. These two still trading slide jobs and crossover. .115, Cale Smith crossover. Cale Smith at the line on lap 18 of 25. CTM drivers going at it. One driver from South Dakota, that's the 115 of Cale Smith. The 15 car up, Michael Carter from Virginia. Randy Carter is Michael Carter's dad, probably out in the audience going nuts right about now, saying, boys, it's not time yet. You got plenty of laps to go on lap 19 of 25. Cale Smith not going to give his teammate any slack. Side by side at the line, Cale Smith once again. Chris Cox in third. Mark Caden Berry, he goes way up high, gets a great run off the top side. Berry trying to move up into a podium. Marf Julio moves down to the bottom on lap 20 of 25. Cale Smith still at the front of the field. Slide job crossover. Take a look at these two from the blimp cam. You see Cale Smith on the front stretch. Cale Smith dives it down, comes with a slide job. Michael Carter will cross him over. Caden Berry is able to make the pass for third. Put the 12 car, the youngster out of New Hampshire, in a podium position as the 515 of Chris Cox battles back on the low side. Cox will gain the final podium position back at the line. Lap 23 of 25. Berry, Marfulio, Cox. Up front, Michael Carter able to take the lead back. Cale Smith pulls to his rear bumper on his left rear. Slide job coming. Crossover coming from the 15. Caden Berry all over the 515. Anthony Marfulio, as he has been most of the year, running that bottom line. Chris Cox able to separate himself from the 12 car momentarily. Berry back to the rear bumper of the 515. Chris Cox runs a slider line. Berry off the high side, cuts down. Good run off of turn number 2. It will be Berry, Michael Carter up front. One lap, it is Carter. Cale Smith, Caden Berry captures a podium. Top 3 start-finish line, please. What a race by everyone up front. We'll see if we can't get a word with the drivers over race comms. So if you're in the audience, bear with us as we give this a try. Waiting for the cars to get to the... All right, fellas, I can make that work. Stay right here. We will try to get the interviews. Caden, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, great run in that 12 car. You and Chris Cox battling it out. You found something on the extreme high side. Did you find that by accident, or were you planning that all race?
No, I've been running here for a few races in the official class, and just found the marbles having a lot of grip here this week and made it work on the outside. I mean, it just felt really good and up around there.
Yeah, man, you drove that 12 car to another podium finish. I congratulate you on that. Who do you want to thank on that 12 ride for your podium finish?
I want to thank Team Iobi and Sean, and just can't thank my mom and dad enough. And my nana and grandpa, my great grandmother Cece, and Grammy Ryder, and they never all of them, my grandparents and my Grammy and Cece, just never miss a race. And also want to thank Cataclysm Computers, CNC Race Design, Speed Factory, LCJ Carpentry, Stingray Rockfield Australia, and you and Clayton for the broadcast and admin.
Yeah, man, another great show. You going to run the pro late models?
No, I'll be there for the sprints though.
10-4. Good luck. Cale Smith, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, great run. You and Michael Carter at the front of the field. I mentioned on the broadcast that Randy Carter's probably jumping out of his seat saying it's not time yet, boys. But the 115 got going there, man. When did you decide to make your move on your teammate there?
Yeah, I just wanted to I saw those guys battling for third behind us and we were talking a little bit, thought we'd just file in and try to get some quick laps down, see if we could get a good gap and that worked out. You know, and then I figured I'd start battling. I did everything I could, Joe. I was trying to give him dirty sliders and get bite off the corner, but he was just a little bit better in 3 and 4. And Randy, I know you're wanting me to beat him, but I couldn't do it, man.
Man, that was a great show up front. You about put the audience to sleep, and then all of a sudden, I was actually on a different camera view and saw you dive down low, man. So great show, great season for the 115, man. Love having you guys in the league. It's been super fun. We got one race left, or 1 week left for the Dash for Cash, man. Who do you want to thank on that 115 for your podium finish?
Yeah, I just got to thank my team, Michael Carter. Congrats on the win there. Travis Anderson. Braden was spotting for us, so that was great. Randy's watching. I know he's happy for us to go 1-2. My mom's watching, brother. Say hi to those guys. And, yeah, we're excited for the Dash for Cash, man. It's going to be a good time. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, man. We also announced tonight that that's going to be at Volusia. So get your week of practice in, and we'll be at it next week at this time at Volusia. Great run by the 115, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, Joe.
And the 15 car started on the pole, finished in victory lane. Not only a feature winner, but a 358 modified back-to-back champion. Michael Carter, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir. How are you, Joe?
Man, I'm good. Congratulations on the victory. More importantly, congratulations on another Friday Night Lights championship, man. I'm happy to see you. We got the podium shot up, the 15 car once again. Cale almost had something for you, but not quite enough. Man, walk us through your night.
Oh yeah, me and Kel put on a show there for everybody to watch. We was like he said, we was filing in, just trying to get a little bit of lead there, and once we got it going, he's like, I'm gonna go ahead and go for it and start racing. You know, I was like 10-4, let's go. So we just kept throwing sliders, and I think I was a little bit better in 3 and 4, and made it work just a little bit better. And it might have been the turn too. If I would have tried in 1 and 2, I might not have been as good. So he might have beat me that way if he had 3 and 4. But it was fun, man. Them sliders. I don't know how many laps we did back and forth, but it was a lot of fun. And I always love racing my teammate. He's class act, man. Love Cale. He's I actually like racing most of these guys. It's always fun.
Yeah, man, we captured most of the sliders. Man, what a great season for the 15 car. If our plans for October through February play out, that's when we will be starting back up a regular season. We're going to release more information on that. We may move up choice of big block or 358 and move up to, we'll keep the pro late models, but move up to 360 sprint cars. So, yeah, man, this is the last regular season race on Got Your Six Racing Network. So it's good to see that 15 car in victory lane, man. What a class act. CTM boys 1-2 in the 358 modifieds. Who do you want to shout out on that 15 for your drive to victory lane?
As always, I gotta thank you here. Really enjoy racing this league since we came in here. GY6RN, Dirt Track Bank, everybody's a part of this. Really appreciate it. I gotta thank my dad and Randy Carter Payne, of course. Hey Pop. My teammates, CTM Motorsports, Cale Smith, Travis Anderson. My son Braden, he was spotting for us tonight, so appreciate that. I think we come back here in the fall, he's going to be running this league too. Get him some laps. And then my mom's watching. Hey Mom. Everybody out there, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and hopefully get up here again in the pro late models.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have another Carter in Friday Night Lights.
Yes, sir. Then we'll bring my son in here, and he's pretty decent, and get him some laps and get him some league experience. So he's been looking for a league to run in, so we'll try to get him here so he can run with us and learn a little bit.
Yeah, man, can't think of a better place. We have drivers from 7,000 I rating down to just over 1,000, and it seems to work. Sometimes it doesn't work super well, but for the majority of time, it really works. And I think that speaks not to the quality of the I rating, but the quality of the driver, man. So greatly appreciate you guys being a part of that. Can't wait to see Braden on the track. That's going to be super cool, man. So I wish you the best of luck the rest of the night. And any final words for your championship?
I really appreciate it. It feels good to win back to back, and it's actually amazing. Thank everybody that raced me clean through the year, and like I said, a great league to be in. And gotta thank my teammate. He's always here supporting me. My son supporting me. My dad. Thank everybody. Greatly appreciate it.
All right, man. We're gonna see you in the pro late models.
Yes, sir.
Now, more importantly, are you gonna practice the 305 sprint cars tonight, as you're going to kind of be forced to do that next week at Volusia?
I've been turning a lot of laps here at Knoxville in them actually this week, and I thought it was going to be here, but it's going to be at Volusia. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to run tonight, but I'll definitely be practicing for next week.
Yeah, 10-4, man. Congratulations.
Thanks.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are the 358 modifieds. Opened up the night with a caution-free 25 laps. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, as you heard numerous times, we will have the pro late models. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
My name's Nick Powers, and I'm the president and lead instructor of Warfighter Scuba. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps from the years 2003 to 2007, with one combat deployment to Haditha, Iraq in 2006. Throughout my time overseas, I experienced a lot of situations that you wouldn't necessarily find yourself in the United States. IEDs, getting shot at, rocket attacks, mortar attacks, you name it, it happened. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2007, I tried to adjust back to civilian life, and the whole time you're in, you just can't wait to get out. And when you get out, you start to realize, did you make the right decision? 9 times out of 10, most of the guys that get out, they immediately plummet into a depression cycle because you don't have that structure anymore that the military provides you. And this hit me super hard. We moved to one of the #1 top dive destinations in the entire world, and I figured I'd start getting back into scuba diving. And after our first couple dives, I realized how peaceful it was underwater and how none of my problems followed me. You're just there in the present moment. had the idea for Warfighter Scuba, and I kind of hinted at it, and they said, "You go for it." And that's basically how Warfighter Scuba was born. So Warfighter Scuba is a nonprofit. We're a 501c3 nonprofit with the IRS. We bring combat wounded veterans down to the Caribbean to teach them scuba diving to treat their wounds. Whether their wounds are physical or mental, such as PTSD, scuba diving is a extremely therapeutic activity for mental stressors and for physical ailments. Mentally, as soon as you go underwater, your body just reacts. It's not normal. You're not meant to breathe underwater. Automatically puts you into the present moment. You have nothing but peace and calm. This ability to separate yourself from reality really allows veterans to find out what their trigger mechanism might be for their particular mental stressors. So every veteran who comes through our programs gets a 100% funded trip. Each veteran also receives a round-trip ticket from their home of record. That ticket will bring them straight into Roatan, and their entire week stay, their hotel, their meals, their snacks, everything's paid for. And so that veteran can get an entire week away from reality and completely separate from any kind of problems they might be facing at home. So each veteran receives very private and intimate training sessions when they come down to Roatan. We first start in the pool. We do some confined water skills. We'll then switch out to the open water dives. From that point on, it's not even training anymore. It's just fun. It's learning on a level that I don't think most people have experienced before. We do all the certifications for them that we can in a week at their pace, from open water to full face mask to nitrox. Every trip that we have, whether it's one veteran or 4 veterans at a time, we just have a blast. There's no bad karma. We've seen sharks, we've seen turtles. We've seen 4 eagle rays at once. Just the things that happen when we're in the water together are truly, they're just unbelievable. The dedication that these vets have now to scuba diving and to wanting to come back and to help other veterans experience what they've experienced, it hits me in the heart more than most things have ever hit me in my heart. It's truly an honor to take these heroes into the water. It's really cool to see the transformation that happens to them, from being, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I've gone snorkeling a few times, or I'm not that good of a swimmer. And the funny thing about scuba is none of that matters. You're completely weightless in the water. You could come down and have 0 experience in the water and be one of the better scuba divers out there. So as with all nonprofits, we rely solely on generous donors such as yourselves. None of these programs could exist without people who are willing to give some of their hard-earned money up to save veterans who might be struggling with everyday life and have that unfortunate thought of suicide. 100% of every dollar that's donated goes directly to the veterans. I personally, myself, I do not take any kind of money. All my time is donated. There's no salary to anybody who's on the board or any staff positions in Warfighter. Donations can be made on our website at www.warfighterscuba.org. And remember, every donation is 100% tax deductible.
I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. I was like, you need to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired, a little over a year ago, I set forth, as like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. It's like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. physically I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. You know, every day he pushes it. From, you know, the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. It's like, you know that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it transformed into lo and behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service, but at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody. I am so excited. My heart's pumping. My hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir. Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña. Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza. From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio. From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy. Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle. And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Bilardi, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jacksonek. Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Woo.
What? He did
All right.
big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Henry.
Wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going no matter how hard it gets. no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other. And there gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Yes, that's why. So we'll just give them a quick brush, and then we'll get our stuff on, and then we have like an obstacle course. And so
why I'm smiling.
You don't know why you're smiling. We always smile. Smiling's the best.
The Mission 22 Equine Program is a riding program for children of veterans. We also serve grandchildren or direct family members of veterans.
It's a lot of fun, and I've always loved horses.
We have private lessons and group lessons, but it's not just riding. You know, riding lessons, people just think that that's all it is. But we have the opportunity here to really build confidence, to lower stress levels, to give them an outlet and opportunity to spend time doing something healthy and productive. Mission 22 is really based on the foundation of the importance for family. It's why we're supporting families here. So in a time where kids' programs are being canceled left and right, school is shut down, they're not able to be around their friends, you know, being able to have an opportunity where they can just be together and let go of that stress and be around people. Again, honestly, it's just really that simple, being around people. You know, who would have thought that it was something as simple as that?
That's okay. You want to grab his reins, and then I'll have you walk him forward. It's really a special thing to watch these kids come every week and build a partnership and a relationship with their horse. It lets them forget about everything that's going on in life, being able to come here, kind of shut the world out a little bit, and have a really stress-free, fun environment.
There's tons of studies that have been done on lowering of cortisol levels of children, and especially with children of veterans, often growing up in a household that can be a more stressful place, to be able to have an outlet where they can be outside, fresh air, horses around them, and just growing in that confidence.
Horses are really unique. They're very intuitive to people. They're very emotionally intelligent. They're very emotional animals, very in tune to people. They have a great way of reading people as well, that they can pick up on if you're feeling nervous or scared or excited. They're very reflective to how you feel. And so it's a great way to kind of check in with yourself and see how you're feeling, because they'll let you know.
When you're riding bareback, it's really important to think about keeping your thighs nice and snug.
Watch your spacing. Remember 1 to 2 horse lengths in between. Nice work. Yep, then you're going to go through the blue barrels, and you can weave through them, and you can walk through them.
Before we came to Central Oregon, we were based out of Portland. So we were renting an office in the city, we were having to pay to board horses, and it was getting to be exceptionally expensive. And so what it came down to was an opportunity to have a facility that we can grow programs out, that we could have the equine program on our own property, that we can continue to operate during a time that nobody really knew kind of what was happening next. And so having our own facility gave us the freedom to continue serving the families that we care about.
It's so fun to see parents come and talk to each other, and being able to kind of share stories, watch their kids together is a really neat thing. Talk about just life in general, having a place to come and to really connect with people.
Obstacles. I really like riding the horse because it's the best thing ever, and it's so exciting.
By supporting families of veterans on this property through the equine program, it really gives us the opportunity to show that importance. So we're not just supporting their kids, but we're supporting their families. They're having a community here, and building that strong family foundation builds a strong veteran. And that is something that we very much believe in, is supporting the family, supporting the veteran, and that cohesiveness together.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the pro late models to take to Knoxville. Answering a bunch of chats here. For those of you out there, the chats may not make a lot of sense to you, but we are responding to 2 different YouTube channels, 2 different Facebook channels, and Discord. I see all 4 and can't really respond to just one channel. So a lot of the messages may seem like they're coming out of nowhere, but we actually have 5 different chat or channels that we're responding to. Just wanted to let everybody know. We're getting ready to get underway. Let's call the drivers off the track. All drivers clear the track, please. All drivers clear the track. Hi, drivers. Welcome to Championship Week, the Pro Late Models here at Knoxville, Iowa. Go over some quick rules here. If they're a podium finish, if you don't show up for a photo, well, I said last race that you would get an EOL next week, but I guess it doesn't matter because next week is the Dash for Cash. However, I do not currently have Discord, and we will try to do the interviews over race comms right after this race. Intentional contact, never acceptable. Bring out 2 cautions in any race. You would be DQ'd from that division for the night. Protests, send us a message in Discord. We'll review those, although I don't have Discord tonight. Call-outs, never acceptable. Keep all negative comments to yourself, be it towards another driver or the staff or admin, does not matter. Keep that all to yourself. Blinking, first time you'll get a warning, second time EOL, third time move to the end of the line. That's about it. Any questions, comments, or concerns? None heard. I wish you all the best of luck on this championship night. Just so everyone is tracking, your top 5s running for a championship are Michael Carter, Grant Wesley, Chris Cox, Cale Smith, and Jordan LaFond. So not asking you not to race them hard, but please be mindful when you're driving around other drivers. With that, I wish you all the best of luck. Here we go. So getting ready for our qualifying run. Cale Smith and Michael Carter, surprise, surprise, top of the board in practice. We'll get the first car that comes out on the track. It looks like we will have a full field tonight in the Pro Late Models. We were missing a few. My great friend, teammate, been with me for a long time. That is the Dirt Track Bank number 31 of Brandon Templeton out on track. Driver out of Corning, Iowa. Rob Piper in the 92 out on track. Randy Shreves in the 56 coming out on track. Samuel Bachman is back with us in the 007 James Bond ride. Clay Christopherson in the Mellow Yellow 51 is back with us. Michael Carter in that new paint scheme, number 15 car. Jeffrey Kemper, driver out of Oregon, is back with us. Michael Seymour in the 03 is with us. James Ingram in the 40 machine. Cale Smith, top of the board with an 18.364. Brandon Templeton, P2, 18.459. Chris Cox, top of the board, 18.337. Tonight's Quick Time Award brought to you by CTM Racing. Cale Smith recaptures 18.309. Quick time for Cale Smith currently. Michael Vitale is with us in the 213 car. Shuts it down 13th quick. Cale Smith currently at the top of the board. The 0-3 of Mike Seymour, 16th quick with a 19.045. Justin Sick out on track in the 0-15. He visited Volusia in real life a couple weeks ago in that 0-15. Let's see if Justin learned anything from his visit in the real deal. Coming off a turn 4, looking for the flag stand. 0-15, New York driver Justin Sick at the line. 11th quick for Justin Sick, 18.647. Matthew Seymour in the 0-3 out on track, 19th quick, 19.045. Anthony Marvulio, the driver out of New Hampshire, out on track in that 238 car. Gets a little bit loose on the exit of turn number 4. Let's see how that affects his time. 15th quick, 18.839. One car left to take time. That is Caden Berry is in the field, but has not taken time. We'll see if he jumps in at the tail end of one of the heat races. 11th quick for Marvulio, 18.635 on his second lap. So that will round out qualifying. Cale Smith with your CTM Motorsports quick time. Heat 1 to the grid. Heat 1 to the grid, please. Cale Smith, Brandon Templeton on the front row. Jason Haynes and Kurt Schatzer in row 2. Rob Piper, David Tormachi in 3. Jeff Kemper, Caden Berry in row number 4. All right, leader, you know the drill. 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the one to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. All starts on leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. Everybody heading to the feature. Congratulations to the 115 of Cale Smith for your CTM Motorsports Quick Time Award. Race hard, race clean. 8 laps to get it done. Good luck. So the 115's got the 31 of Brandon Templeton to his outside. Let's see how this plays out. Behind Templeton is my other teammate, Kurt Schatzer from the Hammer Down Racing team. Got your 6 Racing Network on board both those cars. So they obviously get an extra shout out. Cale Smith to the front of the field. Jason Hines on the bottom side up to 31 up Brandon Templeton. Templeton will take over P2. Hines all over the inside, able to hold on to it. Cale Smith breaking away from the field. Brandon Templeton, Hines, Hines. I get it wrong every time. We'll call him Haynes tonight. Rob Piper in the 92, running up in P4. Kurt Schatzer just took home a couple of championships in the Coast to Coast Racing League just this week in that 18 car. Driver out of Pennsylvania. He's in P5 with Jeff Kemper on his rear bumper. Cale Smith starting to break away from the field. Brandon Templeton trying to track him down. Let's go on board with Brandon Templeton in that 31 machine. Cale Smith making a break away from the field. Jason Haynes, the 66 car driver out of Canada in the 66. Rob Piper moves up 1. He was able to close the deal on the 18 car of Kurt Schatzer. Jeff Kemper in the 181. David Tormachi, driver out of Montana in the 313, running back in P7. Caden Berry did not take the grid. Lap 6 of 8. Coming to 2 to go. Cale Smith riding right on the inside. Brandon Templeton following the same line. Coming towards the white flag. Cale Smith, Templeton, Haynes. Piper, your top four. Kurt Schatzer running in P5 in that 18 machine. Quick story about that 18 car. That is a family paint scheme from back in the day on that 18 ride. The dirt track bank number 18 machine. Cale Smith up front coming off of turn 4. Will take the win, followed by Templeton, Haynes, Piper side by side. Can't quite close the deal. Kurt Schatzer, P5. Heat 2 to the grid. Heat 2 to the grid, please. Chris Cox, Michael Carter on the front row. Andrew Harley, Anthony Marvulio in row number 2. Samuel Bachman, Randy Shreves in 3. And Matthew Seymour rounds out your field of 7 drivers. All right, leader, you know the drill. 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Please, everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. Initial start is on the leader. All starts are on the leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start, do not pass before the start-finish line. Eight laps to get it done. Everyone heading to the feature. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Let's take a look at the points. Michael Carter leading the points in the pro late models with a 21-point lead over Grant Wesley, who is not with us tonight. Chris Cox is P3, Cale Smith is P4, and Jordan LaFawn is P5. So that 15 car on the outside of the front row trying to close the deal on 2 championships tonight. Green flag is out. We are underway. Chris Cox, 42 car of Harley in that Army ride, pulls into P3. Everyone stays in their positions. Had a great conversation with the 43 of Andrew Harley last week. Text message or message on Discord about why the U.S. Army has a plethora of family members who did serve in the armed forces. If you're out there watching, greatly appreciate your service to our country. Andrew out there flying the U.S. Army flag proudly. Up front, Chris Cox, driver out of Des Moines, Iowa. Michael Carter in P2, Harley P3. Samuel Bachman in P4 as Marv Julio dives down low. Marv Julio's going to give the low side a try. Coming off a turn 4, it will be Marv Julio. Samuel Bachman loses a position to Marv Julio and Shreves. Both of those cars able to dive down low. Seymour in the 0-3 at the back of the field. Bachman battling back, gets by Shreves. Falls in line behind that 238, decides to get down to the bottom side. Maybe it wasn't time to go. Oh, Shreves into the wall on lap 5 of 8. Up front, Chris Cox in the 515, the 43 of Andrew Harley actually put some pressure on the back of that 15 car. Nose to tail, Andrew Harley in P3, Anthony Marvulio now, he's got some company. Samuel Bachman in the James Bond 007 closes in on the bottom side of the 238, the driver out of New Hampshire. Randy Shreves in the 56 has fallen back with Matthew Seymour. Wonder if that contact with the wall actually damaged that 56 machine. 1 lap to go. The driver out of Des Moines, Iowa, Chris Cox, coming off a turn 4. Michael Carter in tow. It will be Chris Cox at the line. Carter, Harley, Marvulio, Bachman, Shreves, and Seymour. Heat 3 to the grid. Heat 3 to the grid, please. Joseph Grandy, Donald Ingram on the front row. Clay Christopherson, Justin Sick in row 2. Michael Vitale, Luke Hines in row number 3. James Ingram rounds out your field of 7 drivers. All right, leader. I know I have drivers out there. There we go. Donald Ingram. All right, leader, 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the one to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. All starts are on the leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. 8 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Dan Harley giving a Dan Harley in the audience giving a shout out to Andrew Harley for his 3rd place finish in heat number 2. Donald Ingram on the outside with the lead. Justin Sick trying to pull up alongside the 51 of Clay Christopherson. Those two will go side by side. Christopherson can't hold the bottom. Give Justin Sick P2. Clay Christopherson, Michael Vitale has moved up 1. In the 213, he's battling it out with Luke Hines. Absolutely love. Oh, they make contact.
The yellow flag is out.
Let's take a look. All replays brought to you by the Dirt Track Bank. See if we can see what happened here. That's the 213 up high, the 17 down low. That's the blue car. Looks like everyone came off of Luke Hines just continues to come up and gets into the 213. We just heard that the 17 car given an EOL. So we'll line them up, get ready to do it again. Front row, 10 car and the 015. 10 car of Donald Ingram, the 015 of Justin Sick. Sick still looking for his first victory here at Friday Night Lights. Will tonight be the night? We're about to find out here in a few minutes. On lap 3 of 8. Caution came out on lap 2, which is seems to be our nemesis lap. Lights are off on the pace truck, getting ready to go green.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Caution comes out. We will delay the caution by, or the restart by 1 lap. Again, the 015 of Justin Sick on the outside of road number 1. Visited Volusia in real life a couple weeks ago. Kind of interested on what the what if there's an advantage there. I guess that would depend on how well the sim translates into real racing. Pace truck is off, as is the 10 car. That is Georgia driver Donald Ingram. Like to thank him for his service in the United States Navy. He pulls out to a lead. Justin Sick running right above the slick. Pulls up to the rear bumper of the 10 car. Will Justin Sick find a way around? Sick moves up a little bit higher. Good run off of turn number 4. Donald Ingram holding him down, kind of running the middle there. Clay Christopherson in the 51, side by side with Michael Vitale in the 213. Luke Hines back on track. James Ingram in the 40 car back on track. Justin Sick dives down low, changes his line, trying to get a way around the 10 car. It is Ingram, Sick. Let's go on board with Justin Sick. See what it looks like from the driver's seat. You can hear him working the throttle inside that 015 machine. Can't quite get the momentum on corner exit. Up on the berm he goes. Will he get the pass? Justin Sick on the bottom side. Put the 015 to the lead. Donald Ingram in P2. Now Clay Christopherson. He wants to get in the mix. He is side by side with the 10 car on lap 7 of 8. 1 to go. Justin Sick makes the pass for the lead. Sick on the high side. Clay Christopherson down low. Christopherson side by side with the 10 car. Donald Ingram coming off a turn 4. It's a drag race to the finish. Christopherson with a P2 finish. Great run, great race. 3 minutes of warm up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
When people hear Till Valhalla Project, the first thing they might think of is our shirts. But what most people don't know is that our plaques came first and the t-shirts came second. What some people might not know is that the same shirts that we make day in and day out allowed us to do unbelievable things for unbelievable people. Whether it's donating our proceeds to reduce veteran suicide or gifting handcrafted memorial plaques to the families of fallen heroes, these t-shirts simply stand for honor and freedom. Two words that wouldn't exist without our heroes. This makes Till Valhalla Project a place where fallen heroes truly live on forever.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Cox, top of the board, 18,679 in warm-ups. We're getting ready for your 25-lap feature pro late models brought to you by Sanders Racing. Again, a big shout out to all of our sponsors this year. First time we've had a full field of sponsors. Greatly appreciated. Feature to the grid, please. Cale Smith, Chris Cox on the front row, Justin Sick, Brandon Templeton in row 2, Michael Carter, Donald Ingram in 3, Hines Harley in row number 4. Give me 1 second here. Clay Christopherson, Rob Piper in 5, Marfulio and Vitale in row number 6. Schatzers, Bachman in 7. Luke Hines and Jeff Kemper at 8. Randy Shreves, Ingram in 9. Tormachi, Seymour in 10. Grandy and Caden Berry, who did not make the field, in row number 11. Restart on the leader. Good luck. 25 laps. Here we go. The last league race for Got Your Six Racing Network for the next few months. We'll be back in October. Well, we'll actually cover the Dash for Cash next week, but league racing, we're going to run October through February. For any sponsors out there that would like to be a part of what we have going on, please reach out and let us know, as we will run October, November, December, January, and February. Cale Smith at the front of the field. Cale Smith fan club out there. I haven't seen you in chat in a while. Here we go. South Dakota Navy driver Cale Smith on the front row with Chris Cox to his outside.
Green flag, green flag.
Good start by the 115. He pulls in front of the 515. Justin Sick found that bottom to his liking in his heat race. He's going to keep the 015 down low. He's going to bring Brandon Templeton with him in the 31. New York driver Justin Sick, Iowa driver Brandon Templeton down low. Michael Carter in the 15 car. He's currently in P5. Donald Ingram in the 10 in P6. Jason Haynes in the 66, driver out. Oh, pinches the 43 into the wall. That will drop Andrew Harley back. Samuel Bachman in the 007, currently running in P11. Anthony Marvulio in P12. Up front, Smith, Justin Sick, Chris Cox, under a blanket up front. Here we go. That is the 515 down low. Slides up in front of the 015 of Justin Sick into the outside wall. Brandon Templeton moves up to a podium position. Can Sick recover and get it back together? Don't look now. Your championship points leader, Michael Carter, moves up to P3. The 15 car down low. Slides up. Is there room? Makes contact with Chris Cox. Cale Smith needs to stay out front. He doesn't want to be back here in this mess. Chris Cox, Brandon Templeton in the 31, Justin Sick in the 15, Donald Ingram in the 10. That's the front group. Clay Christopherson, Rob Piper in P8, Michael Vitale in the 213 P9. Anthony Marfulio, Jason Haynes, Samuel Bachman, Andrew Harley. He's dropped back 5 positions to P13. Jeff Kemper up 2. Kurt Schatzer has fallen back in the 18. Randy Shreves up 1. Let's take a quick break here and turn it up a little bit. As the caution comes out, let's take a look at Although I'm not showing anything. Is it Kurt Schatzer? Let's take a look. All replays brought to you by our great friends, the Dirt Track Bank, that's been such a great supporter of Friday Night Lights, and they've agreed to be on the rear panel of the real car. So greatly appreciate those folks for all they have done for us. And they are actually the sponsor of the Dash for Cash. 43 into the back of the 18 of Kurt Schatzer. Cale Smith at the front of the field on lap 11 of 25. Chris Cox P2, Michael Carter P3, Brandon Templeton P4. Roxanne Jones in the audience cheering on that number 15 car. Current points champion leader running in P3, looking good for tonight. Braden Carter cheering on the 115 and the 15 of the CTM crew. Tally Baldwin cheering on that 115 up front. Ma'am, again, welcome to the show. 115 is currently up front. Derek Cat, go Navy. We got a couple of Navy drivers in the field, actually, and a Navy admin, as our admin guy is active duty Navy. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been an absolute blast over the past year and a half. We're getting ready to go green. 115 of Cale Smith, South Dakota driver at the front of the field. Will across the line. Michael Carter, his teammate in the 15. Down low. Chris Cox on the outside of Michael Carter. Will the bottom work? Will the top work? We're about to find out. Brandon Templeton coming along for the ride. Chris Cox, crossover. Tries to cross over the 15 car. It is Chris Cox at the line. Now Cox will slow the slider. We're 3, 4, who knows how many wide. All drivers giving it their all. Chris Cox, Michael Carter, Justin Sick, Brandon Templeton in the 31. We thought about 4 wide at Knoxville. Chris Cox, 2 Iowa drivers, the 515 from Des Moines, Iowa, the 31 of Brandon Templeton from Corning, Iowa. Justin Sick in the 015 quietly sneaks along the bottom up to P3. Cale Smith, Brandon Templeton, Justin Sick. Michael Carter falls back to P4. Chris Cox, P5. Clay Christopherson in the 51 car, P6. Donald Ingram, one of our Navy drivers, in P7. Rod Piper, Michael Vitale in the 213. Jason Hines, Anthony Marfulio on the bottom side. Up front, Cale Smith getting it done. The troops are lining up behind the Navy driver. Everyone on the top side. Now Chris Cox drops down low. Lap 17 of 25. Looks like Justin Sick dropped about a half car width down. Blocks the 515. Cale Smith up front. Brandon Templeton, P2. Michael Carter, P3. Running that high side. You can see the cars bouncing up and down. Let's go on board and see what it looks like from the driver's seat, although the 15 car not quite running the top side. Brandon Templeton, let's go on board with the 31. Look at that cushion. Slider from Carter. Crossover coming from Templeton. These two are going to go at it. Cale Smith loves to see this in his rearview mirror. Carter, Templeton going at it. 21 of 25 completed. Justin Sick on the outside looking in at a podium finish. Up front, Cale Smith, Michael Carter, Brandon Templeton. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it gets any better than this. This may not be real racing, but my goodness, what a show these guys are putting on sitting in their cozy houses. Brandon Templeton and Michael Carter side by side. Lap 22 of 25. Sick throws a slider. Barely misses the 31 car up. Brandon Templeton up front. Now Justin Sick getting into the mix. Chris Cox has fallen back 3. The 515 currently running in P5. Chris Cox is third in the points. The 515 has nothing to lose. He needs to get by the 15 car of Michael Carter if he wants any chance of a championship run here in the Pro Late Models. Templeton up on the berm. Templeton, Carter, Cale Smith. Will CTM have a second 1-2 finish? 1 lap to go. Justin Sick throws her in down low. The 115 of Cale Smith. 2 laps to navigate. Lap traffic in the way, coming off of 4. Cale Smith for the win. Michael Carter P2. Templeton P3. Clay Christopherson, Justin Sick. Top 3 start finish line, please. Top 3 start finish line. We'll get a word with your top 3 here momentarily. That is the 15 of Michael Carter, who secures his championship in the Pro Late Models. We'll get a word with these drivers here momentarily. Brandon Templeton, this is Joe in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, great run by that 31 car. I was cheering you on as my great friend and teammate. Walk us through your night in the 31, man. You had your hands full up front.
Yeah, man, I don't even know. I mean, it was just absolutely intense. You know, I don't know at what point in that race I took a breath. I'm not sure, but it was, you know, side by side, trading sliders the whole way, you know. Awesome run by Cale, and that was really fun, you know, race with Michael, and hats off to them. So, yeah, that was just cool.
So, man, I got a question. When we came up with this Friday Night Lights, those of you out there that don't know, Brandon Templeton is a big part of everything I do. When we came up with the concept of Friday Night Lights, did you ever think we would get to this point?
No, really. I mean, you know, we kind of started it with the intention of being a beginning league, and, you know, what it's blossomed into is just tons of talent, tons of awesome racing, and, you know, it's just amazing all the support they've got, and, you know, the show that we're putting on, and, you know, that all comes back to you. So, you know, congrats to the show that you've put on, and congrats to moving on to the next stage in the real life racing. That's a pretty cool thing too.
Yeah, man. I got to thank you as my friend and confidant. Who do you want to thank on that 31 for your drive to victory lane?
I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank, you know, for supporting me, supporting you, supporting the team and the league and everything that he's done. It's just been awesome. You know, that's a big reason we're out here doing this. Got to thank Got Your Six Racing Network and you, Joe, for putting this on, giving us an awesome place to race for the last year or so. Got to thank Hammer Down Racing, Brian, Kurt, you, and got to thank Extreme Images, Big C's Lawn Care, Maley's Makery, everybody watching at home. Thanks.
Yeah, man. I actually heard from Jay this week. So even though we're rookie drivers in the real life, they're sending us out some T-shirts and some flyers for the Dirt Track Bank to hand out here in California for a small bank in Malvern, Iowa. Man, uh, some people say it isn't possible to stir a business, but I think you and Brian and Kurt have shown, man, anything's possible. We're gonna give her a go. Man, it's great. Yeah, the support of the Dirt Track Bank is absolutely amazing. Great run, my friend, and we'll see you next week in the Dash for Cash.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Michael Carter, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm not sure if it gets better. Well, let's hold that thought. I'm not sure if it gets better than a CTM 1-2, two races in a row, unless one of those drivers won a championship, man. Congratulations in that 15 car. Brand new paint scheme. Drove it a P2 finish, but to a championship, man. Congratulations. Walk us through your night.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I didn't know if we could be able to pull these pro late models off. We was behind all season long and just kept digging, and I had some good runs here the past 4 weeks. Had a few wins and then a couple top fives and got the job done. But that was like Templeton was saying, that was an intense race. We was all throwing sliders there and it was some good racing, man. That was really fun with Brandon. Hats off to him for the third. We was really battling hard there. I think Cox was in the mix too, and Justin sick. That was a lot of fun. It was just, I think we rubbed a little bit a few times, but I mean that's going to happen. But it was an awesome race.
Yeah, man. We talked about this earlier. Those fans out there that didn't hear that interview, I have a podium shot from you way back when we were Icon Sim Sports Friday Night Lights, man. So my first question, I guess, is how did you find Friday Night Lights?
I think I was searching in the hosted sessions one night, and I seen y'all had a recruitment race or something going on, and I entered it, and then I reached out to one of y'all. I'm not sure exactly who it was. It was when I first started out. I think September of 20. I think I started out September of 21. But I reached out to one of y'all, and then we made it happen. So it's been a great journey so far, and look forward to more.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, man, I didn't build this, and you didn't build this, but the drivers that we have added, man, have been absolutely amazing. I had nothing to do with it. It's dumb luck, but we just seen the product of adding the quality of drivers that we have added. Have you noticed a difference between that first day and your podium finish tonight?
Oh yeah, competition's gotten really tough, especially here in these. Actually, I don't run the sprints much, but the modifieds and the pro late models. I mean, it's tough. Any given night, anybody can win, and the caliber of drivers, there's quite a few in here that are just as fast as the rest, and it makes some really good racing, and I'm sure the fans really enjoy it. I know I enjoy it out here on the track.
Yeah, man. Who do you want to shout out on that 15 for your podium finish and your championship?
As always, I gotta thank you here. Friday Night Lights did a great job. Dirt Track Bank, GY6RN. Shout out to my teammate, Cale Smith. Awesome job. Got a win. It's 3 weeks in a row that we've run. I've won one and he's won one. So it's been pretty cool doing that. It feels good. Our team's pretty strong. And I wish Travis was here to be running with us, but maybe he'll come back next season. But I gotta thank CTM Motorsports, Cale Smith, Travis Anderson. I gotta thank my dad, Randy Carter Painting. Hey Pop. My son Braden. My mom's watching. Kale's mom's watching. Hey, I forgot to mention her the first time. Everybody's a part of this. Greatly appreciate it. I appreciate the season, and I look forward to more.
Yeah, man. I hope Travis gets back out here with us. I may owe him some cash, but he hasn't hit me up yet. I missed that part of the CTM crew. Congratulations on the championship. You got another trophy coming your way from A&J Custom Creations, man. Congratulations, and if you don't run the 305s, I wish you a great weekend.
Oh, thank you. I forget them all the time. The A&J Customs Creations, the other sponsors, I always forget that every week. So thank them very much. Everybody's a part of this. Just thank everyone.
Yeah, no worries, man. Are you gonna run the 305s? You gonna call it a night?
I think I'm going to be done for the night. But good luck to everybody else.
All right, man. We'll see you next week in the Dash for Cash. $500 on the line.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna try to get a little piece of that, hopefully.
Yeah, man. You know how they have on NASCAR? What are we racing for? Clint's money. We're racing for Jay Burdick's money the next week, brother.
Yeah, I actually wear the T-shirts that got sent to me. I support them a lot. I wear them quite a few times every few weeks. So I'll be wearing them to the track this year too. So I greatly appreciate them.
Yeah, man. Can't wait to support them in the pits this week or this year as we go dwarf car racing. Congratulations, man. Have a great weekend.
You too, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Cale Smith, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I'm here, Joe.
Man, that is how you get it done right there. Your fans are out here probably going absolutely nuts. What a great first two races, man. Walk us through your night.
Yeah, Joe, man, we had fun tonight. First race was great. Second race, this one was a lot tougher. The track, when I started, I really didn't know where the quick line was going to be, and kind of last minute there going into the start, I said, well, I'm just going to try to get a good start on Chris there and try to get up high and just see what happens. I saw Justin Sick running that bottom line, and man, he's fast, so I was just hoping that top would stick, and it worked out. Kind of got a gap there, and then I got that caution I didn't want to see, and I got my stepdad watching tonight. He used to build late models, and we raced back in the day, and he was telling me, hey, those restarts, get your tires cooled down, and then right when you start again, and heat them up, and you'll be good. And I tell you what, that worked. But Templeton was behind me, and he's quick, so I knew I had to hit my lines perfect, and yeah, it just worked out. Just really happy to get a win, because it's definitely not easy in these pros in this league, and it's nice having my teammate behind me.
Yeah, man, you got to tell me. I'll send you a private message later. Your stepdad's name. We may need some big help this this year in the dwarf car. I don't know if he's done anything with dwarf cars, but man, if you've watched the YouTube videos, we need all the help we can get. So, yeah, man, another fan added to the crew. Congratulations on that 115 car, parking it into a victory lane. Thank you for your service to our country in the United States Navy. The Cale Smith fan club has picked up here in the last 6 weeks or so. So I hope they gather back up in October when we start this again, my friend. So man, great show, great win. Congratulations.
Yeah, Joe, thanks. Got to thank my team, CTM, Michael Carter, Travis Anderson. Randy Carter's always watching. I'm sure he's happy now. Everybody watching for me, and thank you, Joe, and Clayton. I know throughout the season I've given him a little bit of heat, and other people, but it's not an easy job, and he's the guy behind the scenes that makes this all happen, and you, Joe, for doing this. This league's amazing. We really like it, and I wouldn't have got your Six Racing Network on my car if I wasn't 100% behind it with the support for the military. Man, I love it. So thank you, Joe. We're happy to be a part of this.
Yeah, man, congratulations. You going to run the 305s or call it a night?
I better call it a night. I better help with the baby. I heard her crying a couple times when we were there, so can't have Mama getting too mad at me.
Yeah, totally understand that, man. Congratulations. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week when we are racing for the $500 Dash for Cash.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Joe. Thanks.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are the Pro Late models. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be with the your nightcap, the 305 Sprint car. So stick with us, and we will be right back.
Soldiers, sailors, airmen and women enlist in the armed forces for many reasons, including a sense of duty, patriotism, the adventure, travel, and adrenaline. Many continue their military service because they discover a brother and sisterhood, an identity, a team. When service members are injured or wounded and can no longer perform their military duties, they quickly find themselves removed from their team, no longer serving the purpose for which they trained.
I came back from Afghanistan in 2013, and it was kind of a trial and error of finding out, after the military, what's next in life.
Being forced to leave a military career filled with purpose and pride can be challenging. Some challenges may leave lasting scars. An illness, wound, or injury can make anyone question their worth and sense of belonging after military service.
35 years in the Army, and I needed something to transition into. And so from that transition came an idea, and the idea was this.
Even though a military career may be coming to an end, or already ended, recovery can occur in the most unexpected places with unforeseen opportunities. Recovery, whether physical or mental, has no defined beginning or ending. It may last a lifetime.
For me, one of the biggest surprises that I found out going through it was that it's not like the flu where, you get sick and then you get better. You're never cured. And that's so frustrating. It's so hard to tell someone that. And it's so easy to slip back, and every single time you have to find a new way to fight it, it's a different monster every time you battle it.
This can feel daunting to a warrior who is suddenly forced to leave everything they know, trust, and love, finding themselves at the beginning of an unknown and possibly frightening new journey. Welcome to the world of motorsports.
We're in the right place at the right time in our lives to be able to take these guys that are wounded and put them in front of people that can actually show them that there is a camaraderie, there's a brotherhood within the motorsports industry, that there is potential for career opportunities for them if they have the skill set.
Motorsports offers an opportunity to regain that sense of identity within a safe, fast-paced team environment, providing a renewed sense of purpose. It has many facets, all created by teams working together for success on the track. Like in the military, in motorsports, the goal is in accomplishing the mission, winning as a team, collectively celebrating the successes and supporting teammates through the losses. Through motorsport opportunities, Operation Motorsport assists medically transitioning service members and veterans with discovering new ways of achieving a renewed sense of hope, purpose, and pride.
Besides the basic brake changing, oil changing, tire rotation, I've actually learned how to assemble and disassemble some engine parts, change some axles, do some alignments and stuff. So give it a try. You never know. This was nothing that I expected. I did not expect to be fully suited, jumping over a wall while cars are going 100 and something miles an hour.
From motors to media, tires to tickets, and hot laps to hospitality. Operation Motorsport provides beneficiaries the chance to become immersed within professional motorsports and provides them with the opportunity to find out firsthand what captivates their imagination and interest. These opportunities provide an avenue of discovery within the motorsports immersion or diversionary therapy programs, all within the Excite, Engage, and Empower recovery programs. Operation Motorsport also offers virtual engagements and recovery opportunities through an iRacing league, engaging beneficiaries in a safe, competitive environment from the comfort and safety of their home. Meeting other like-minded people, service members and veterans on the virtual racetrack, opening the doors to Motorsport Academy programs that prepare beneficiaries for their first encounters at the racetrack, and possibly leading to a day when they could get behind the wheel.
A team environment's a perfect place for people like us to kind of get back into some kind of normalcy when you go through a lot when you get medically discharged. And it kind of sucks and you put through the ringer, but I feel like what Operation Motorsport's doing is just something that's just really valuable.
Operation Motorsport prides itself in keeping beneficiaries engaged after the race weekend, throughout their recovery and beyond, through our recovery programs, or as a member of the 22 pit crew. No matter the background or story, Operation Motorsport is always there to listen, provide a safe and comfortable space, and a trusted circle of confidence that is open and honest about what difficulties may lie ahead for those transitioning out of a military career. Operation Motorsport believes in the power of team, identity, and purpose.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
Our love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the nightcap. The 305 Sprint car is currently out on the track. Matt Graham, Caden Berry, Randy Shreves, your top three in points. A championship will be settled tonight. We'll call the drivers off the track. Make sure I have race control. Indeed. All drivers clear the track. All drivers clear the track, please. All right, fellas, you guys have heard it for 12 weeks. We won't go over the rules in any details. All I will ask is anyone have any questions, comments, and or concerns as we begin tonight's race? None heard. Just for drivers' information, Matt Grimm, Caden Berry, Randy Shreves, Chris Cox, Anthony Marfulio are the top 5 in points. I'm not going to ask you not to race them hard, but please be ever mindful when you're racing around other drivers on the track. And with that, we will advance to qualifying. I wish you all the best of luck. Matt Graham, Randy Shreves, top of the board. Caden Berry is P3 in practice. So, top 3 in practice are quickest. Your top 3 in points come out of that top 3. So we're getting ready for qualifying. Let's follow the drivers as they come out on the track. Points leader, driver out of Ohio, Matt Graham in the 91 Ryobi ride. On pit road, Jeffrey Kemper in the 181, coming out of the track, the driver from Oregon. In his new paint scheme, Luke Hines with us in the 17, Samuel Bachman in the 007, Matthew Seymour in the 03, Anthony Marfulio in the 238, Jason Haynes in the 66. David Tormachi is back with us in the 313. James Ingram in the 40 car is back with us. Driver out of Georgia. Donald Ingram, the 10 car, is with us. Jason Hines to the top of the board with a 17.328. Donald Ingram P2. Can Hines improve his first lap? Little bit slower, 17.374. Andrew Harley moves up to P2. Now Kemper up to P2 with a 17.358. Get my board right here. Donald Ingram down to P4. David Tormachi, P13 with a 17.793. Luke Hines in the 17 car, 15th quick, 17.993. The James Bond machine falls back to P8, 17.409. Your points leader, Matt Grimm, 17.408, the driver out of Ohio. Seymour gets into the inside fence, 11th quick. Luke Hines still shutting it down. James Ingram in the 40 getting a few extra laps. Only car left to run is the 122 of Brian Dickens. So the Wyobe boys running 1-2, battling for a points championship. Sean Stevens in the audience. Wyobe Racing Championship coming up. He can feel it in his bones. We'll see how this plays out tonight. Randy Shrees with 664 total points to Matt Grimm's 709. Caden Berry's in the middle with a 679 total points. So we will see how tonight plays out as qualifying has wrapped up. Jason Haynes, top of the board with a 17.328. Heat one of the grid, please. Jason Haynes, Jeffrey Kemper on the front row. Andrew Harley, Matt Grimm in row 2. Caden Berry, Matthew Seymour in 3. James Ingram, David Torbachi in 4. Brian Dickens rounds out your field of 9 drivers. All right, leader, you know the drill. 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. All starts are on the leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. Congratulations to the 66 of Jason Haynes with the Chatham Motorsports Quick Time tonight. $10 coming your way, sir. Everyone, race hard, race clean, put on a great show. Good luck. So waiting on Brian Dickens, who did not take a qualifying lap, so not sure that he is actually with us tonight. No, he had some computer issues. We've got 8 laps to get it done. Everyone heading to the feature. See Rhonda out there, ma'am. Thank you for sticking with us. I know it's late out there on the East Coast. It's darn near supper time out here in California at 6:02, but man, I lived in Delaware for a number of years when I was stationed in Dover for a couple of years. I know the late time zone on the East Coast can be a challenge at times, but thank you for sticking with us, Rhonda. And Sean Stevens, I'm not even going to try at what time it is where you're at down under. So we're getting ready to go 8 laps in the 305 sprint cars. I'd like to thank Sean Stevens and the Wyobe boys for joining us each week. Mark your calendars, Sean. We're starting back up in October. 1:05 in the afternoon in Tasmania. Is that not correct, Sean? Pace truck is off, getting ready to go green. 66 car. Jason Haynes with a great restart. He's got the 181 of Jeff Kemper behind him. We're going to go 2 by 2. Wyobe boys side by side. Caden Berry and Matt Grimm, your points leader. Matt Grimm is on the outside of Andrew Harley. It will be Grimm up to P3 on lap number 2. Jason Haynes out front. Jeffrey Kemper, P2. Grimm, P3. Grimm is not comfortable in P3. He's going to try to move up. Looks about a half lane underneath the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. Oregon driver, 181. Ohio driver in the 91. Battling it out for P2. Grimm on the bottom side, your points leader. Grimm will be side by side. Kemper at the line. Caden Berry in P4, Andrew Harley in the 43, Matthew Seymour in the 03. Tormachi and Ingram off the pace a little bit. Haynes up front. Looks like Kemper and Graham have swapped places. Now Kemper dives down to the inside. Jason Hines in the lead. Matt Graham P2, Kemper P3, Caden Berry. The 12 car, the youngster out of New Hampshire, running a different line. Let's go on board with Caden Berry and see if what it looks like from the cockpit of that 12 car. You can hear him working the throttle, cuts down at the exit of turn 4, trying to close in on the rear tail tank of Jeffrey Kemper. Kemper cuts down in front of Caden Berry. Up front, 66 car of Jason Haynes. Matt Graham, P2. 1 lap to go. Coming off of 4. Jason Haynes with the win. Graham, P2. Kemper, Berry, Harley, Seymour, your top 6. Heat 2 to the grid. Heat 2 to the grid, please. Marfulio and Shreves on the front row. Donald Ingram, Samuel Bachman in row 2. Michael Vitale, Chris Cox in row number 3. Clay Christopherson, Luke Hines rounds out your field of 8 drivers. All right, leader, you know the drill. 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. All starts on the leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start finish line. 8 laps to get it done. Everybody heading to the feature. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck. Tonight's 305 Sprint Car Division brought to you by A&J Custom Creations. Like to thank them for their support. Going to be sending out some amazing trophies to our champions. Anthony Marfulio with the great restart. Randy Shreves in P2. Samuel Bachman in P3. Donald Ingram took a quick peek underneath that 007 ride. We've got nose to tail. Randy Shreves does not want to settle for P2. Little bit of contact between himself and the 238. Shreves currently 3rd in the points. 2-time 305 Sprint Car Friday Night Lights champion. He's trying to close the deal. He's going to need some help to make it happen. Marfulio at the front of the field. Shreves P2. Bachman P3. Michael Vitale in that 213 car. Air Force driver in the 213. Navy driver in the 10. Chris Cox, the 515 out of Des Moines, Iowa. Clay Christopherson in the 51. Running back in P7 with Luke Hines in P8. Lap 5 of 8. Shreves closing in on the 238. Shreves looks underneath the 238. Can't quite get it done off the exit of 4. On lap 6 of 8. Marfulio, Shreves, Bachman, your top 3. Looks like the race is going to be for the lead. Shreves down low. Marfulio up high, side by side, coming off of turn 4. It will be Marfulio at the line. Shreves slides up. Contact is made. Shreves to the lead. Samuel Bachman in P3. Michael Vitale in P4 in the 213. Chris Cox in P5. Randy Shreves up front. 2-time Friday Night Lights champion in the 305 Sprint Cars. Currently sitting P3 in the points championship. The 56 needs a great night, and he starts it off with a win in heat number 2. Shreves, Marfulio, Bachman, Vitale. 3 minutes of warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Hines, top of the board in warm-ups. We're getting ready for your 30-lap feature in the nightcap for our final regular season race until October. Jason Hines, Randy Shreves on the front row. Graham Marfulio in row 2. Jeffrey Kemper, Samuel Bachman in 3. Caden Berry, Michael Vitale in row number 4. Andrew Harley, Chris Cox in 5. Seymour Ingram in 6. David Tormachi, Clay Christopherson in 7. James Ingram, Luke Hines in 8. Brian Dickens rounded out your field of 17 drivers. All right, leader, you know the drill. 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the one to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. All starts are on the leader. Everyone else, do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. You got 30 laps to get it done to settle a championship. Race hard. Race clean. Put on a great show here at Knoxville. Good luck. You can see that inside row kind of creeping up. They're ready to go. Pace truck is finally pulling off a pit road, bringing Jason Hines with them, and Randy Shreves in the 56 will be on that front row. Shreves needs a great race, and unfortunately needs the 91 car, the Ohio driver of Matt Grimm, not to have such a great race. Pace truck is off. Here we go. Jason Hines in the 66 with the restart. Goes to the outside. Grimm wastes no time. Dives down low underneath Shreves. Underneath Marv Julio. Grimm running the bottom. We're going to go 3 wide. Grimm slides to the outside. Gets in front of the 56 of Randy Shreves. Slides up, put the 91 car, your points leader, in P1. Jason Hines battles back on the bottom side. Slider. Will a crossover come from Grimm? At the line it is Jason Haynes. Doesn't take long for the 91 car Wyobe driver to capture the lead back. We're going side by side at the front of the field. All the chips on the table. Contact Shreves and Grimm. Grimm is able to continue. Shreves not so lucky. Where does Randy Shreves? He falls back to P10. Caden Berry second in the points. Where's the 12th car? The driver out of New Hampshire. He's running back in P7. Has not been able to make up any ground. Up front, Jason Hines, as the fireworks continue to go off. Hines running a slider line. Grimm keeping the 91 down low. At the line it is Jason Haynes. Let's take a look from trackside. Matt Grimm settles into a lead in front of Jason Haynes. Haynes. Anthony Marv Julio in P3. He's a prior 305 Sprint Car champion in Friday Night Lights. Samuel Bachman in the 007. Don't look now. Here comes a 12 car. The youngster out of New Hampshire running the high side. He's up 2 positions. Grimm is up 2 positions. Wyobe boys, both your biggest movers of the race. Now Samuel Bachman is up 2. Lap 12 of 30. Grimm starting to pull away from the field. Marv Julio P2. Slider coming from the 66. Barry now up 3. Put the 12 car into P4. Running the extreme outside right against the fence. Matt Grimm up front. Slider line, shallow slider line. Slider line nonetheless. Haynes and Marv Julio battling it out for the final podium position. Caden Berry, here comes a youngster out of New Hampshire. Bachman, Shreves in the 56 car trying to recover. On lap 14 of 30. Jeff Kemper in P7 in that 181 ride. Hardley, Chris Cox, Clay Christopherson in the 51. Donald Ingram in the 10. Vitale in the 213. Tormachi in the 313. James Ingram in the 40 car. Grimm at the front of the field at the halfway point. Cross flags on. It is Grimm, Haynes, and Marv Julio going at it. We got 3 different lines being run behind Grimm. Barry looking for a way by. Barry makes contact with the right rear of the 66. He's able to continue. Can't quite find a way around yet. Grimm, with these three fighting behind him, he's opening up a lead. Marv Julio in the 238. Dives down low. Haynes up high. Barry up high. Shreves running the middle. We got three different lines of racing on lap 19 of 35. These three are battling for P2. That is Marfulio down low in the pink car. Caden Berry can't quite find a way through. That top side's starting to get pretty rough as they build up a cushion. If they don't settle this quick, Matt Grimm is about to check out on the field. The 91 car of Matt Grimm at the front of the field, the Wyobe driver, trying to put an exclamation mark on his championship. He moves down low in the 91, making that work. Caden Berry gets by Marfulio and Haynes. Marfulio dives back down low, running the bottom. Shreves on the bottom in the 56. Haynes now changes to the bottom. The 12 car of Caden Berry stays on the high side. Can he track down Matt Grimm? Here we go. Lap 24 of 30. Grimm, Berry, Haynes, your top three. Marfulio wants a podium finish to end the season. Shreves wants a podium finish. Shreves rolling the bottom. The caution comes out. Matthew Seymour involved. All replays brought to you by the Dirt Track Bank. The 3 car of Matthew Seymour. Let's see what happened here. Seymour was running 16th on the track. Oh, the 17. Luke Hines spins the 0-3. That will send the 17 to the rear of the field. We will line them up and get ready to do it once again. Grimm did not want to see that caution come out. That puts the youngster out of New Hampshire to his rear tail tank. Caden Berry in the 12. Matt Grimm in the 91. 1-2 on the track. 1-2 in the point standings. Randy Shreves currently 5th. He is 3rd in the point standings. So here we go, lap 26 of 30. Get on your feet out there. We're about to have a 4-lap shootout. Wyobe drivers 1-2 in the points 1-2. Grimm trying to solidify his championship at Gears Unlimited Friday Night Lights. We are back underway. Matt Grimm down low, Caden Berry up high. Grimm running a slider line. Coming to lap 27 of 30. Berry, Grimm, 1-2. Caden Berry continues to run the high line. Matt Grimm continues to roll the bottom. Berry changed it up. Berry went down low. Tried to run a slider. Grimm up front. Berry P2. Berry dives it down low, looking for an advantage. Matt Grimm already covered that line in front of the 12 car. 2 laps to go. Graham, Barry, Shreves now. The 56 car has made his way back. 1, 2, 3 in the points. 1, 2, 3 on the track. Here we go. Coming to 1 to go. The 91 car, Matt Grimm, the driver out of Ohio, takes the white flag. Caden Berry in the 12. Randy Shreves in the 56. Cream of the crop always rises to the top. Matt Grimm, Caden Berry, Randy Shreves, 1, 2, 3. Coming off a 4, it will be Matt Grimm for the championship. Caden Berry, P2. Randy Shreves, P3. Top 3 start-finish line, please. What a great way to end the night. Wyobe finishes 1-2. All drivers finished in the running order that they currently sit in the points in your top 3 anyway. We will get a quick podium shot and then get some interviews with the top 3. Randy Shreves, this is Joe. You got me? Man, great run in the 56. You fell back there for a while, and you ended up working your way back through the field. Couldn't quite get in front of the top 2, man. Walk us through your night. Randy, you got me? Looks like we lost contact with Randy Shreves. Let's see if we can get Caden Berry. This is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, great run in that 12 car. You moved up 5 from your start. You moved up to your teammate there. You surprised me. You jumped down low and ran a slider in 1 lap. Man, walk us through your night in the 12 car.
I thought it wasn't going to be too good for me there off the start. I tried to move to the top, but I couldn't move in the top fast enough. I mean, I was just pretty much forcing the bottom. Everyone was going around me on the outside, and I was like, oh, man, I'm going to go backwards. And this track is definitely not my track. You know, half the time I don't run here a lot, the 305, or even in the 360 or 410, but pretty happy I ran the top. Pretty happy it came in and was doing pretty good up there and happy with the second place.
Yeah, man, you were on the top while everyone else was kind of running the bottom. That top at Knoxville can get super rough, man. Did you feel it getting super rough, or since there weren't a lot of cars up there, did it stay fairly smooth?
It was getting rough. I mean, I was starting, my rear end was kind of hopping in the back there. I was trying to hope not to flip there, but no, it was getting rough, and I'm assuming that's why everyone moved down. But you know, Matt had that bottom working real good, and I just couldn't run it as good as him. That's why I decided at the slider line and kind of stayed up with him there a little bit.
Yeah, man, another great run for that Wyobe 12 car. Dash for Cash coming up next week, but in the meantime, who do you want to thank on that 12 car for your podium finish?
Want to thank Team Wyobe and Sean and my mom and dad. You know, just can't thank them enough. My nana and grandpa, my great grandmother, Cece and Grammy, they never miss a race. I really appreciate them coming to every race. It means a lot to me. And also want to thank Cataclysm Computers, CNC Racing Design, Speed Factory, LCJ Carpentry, Stingray Rock Tools Australia, and you, Joe, and Clayton for all the admin and broadcast.
Yeah, man. When's your first race in the real car?
I believe April 29th.
Did I see your dad's going to run on the ice?
He ran last year, but I think he's taking a break. He just got his car sold, and quite unfortunate to see it go, but it just helps me out. He just really wants to help me out this year, and hopefully we can do good together on the team this year.
Yeah, man, I'll be following, as you know. Great run by that 12 car. Great season, runner-up finish. Again, we will not be back until October, so a little bit of a break for the virtual 12 car, and looking forward to some updates in the real 12 car. So, congratulations on a second place finish.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, man.
Yeah, you too. Matt Grimm, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, what a great run in that 91 car. You came in leading by 30 points or so, and you put an exclamation mark on that 91 car by winning the feature, the 30 lap feature, man. Walk us through your night. Did you see those guys running the high side? You kind of ran a little different line. What was your thought process?
I just relied on what kind of worked here in the past and kind of what Sean was helping me out with, and it was working. And I got out to that big lead, and I was just hoping there was no caution. But in case there was, this time I was smart and kind of tested the waters with some different lines and tried running the high side, running cut down line, and kind of just found that doing what I was doing was working best. So that's what I kind of stuck with at the end. I moved up a little bit, trying to build up a little bit of momentum and carry up. Cadenberry almost got me, but it was a good race, and I'm just glad we can come out with a win on the last race, and like you said, put that exclamation point on the championship.
Yeah, man, great run. When that caution came out late, did you look in that rearview mirror and think, here we go?
I looked out at my relative to see who was behind me, and I seen Caden, and I knew I was going to have a fight on my hands, and I was thinking it was going to be a lot closer than that. I figured we'd end up spending the last 5 laps throwing sliders or something, but everything kind of got stacked up on the start there. I got shoved in the rear, and I guess kind of helped me out anyway, so it worked out.
Yeah, man. Anytime you look in the rearview mirror, you never want a caution to come out late. But if you look in the rearview mirror and it's your teammate, well, that's not as bad as seeing somebody that's not a teammate. So great run by that 91, man. Congratulations on your first championship. I will be contacting you to get your address, get a trophy and some T-shirts and some other things sent your way. Congratulations on the 91, man. Who do you want to thank on that 91 ride for your win and your championship?
First off, I got to thank you guys for putting this on, and Clayton for doing the admin. I've been trying to keep up on the broadcast as much as I can after the races, but it's kind of hard to watch it all. But it was a great season, and I'm glad that I could have been a part of it. I got to thank everybody at YOB, Catalyst Computers, CNC Racing Designs, Speed Factory Sets, LCJ Carpentry, and Stingray Rock Tools Australia.
Yeah, man. So the Dash for Cash is next week, and I put it out numerous times. I'm not sure if you know, it's a cumulative points deal. We add up the points from the 358s, the Pro Late models, and the sprint cars. That will determine your payout. You ready for the 358s and the Pro Late models?
Yeah, looking forward to get back in them. I'll have to jump in some league races this week and kind of get a feel for them again. It's been a while, but I think we'll be able to be competitive at least in the other two. And this one, I mean, if I don't finish first or second, I don't know what I was doing all season. So.
Yeah, man, we'll be at Volusia, so get on that sim and get to work with some practice. Congratulations on the win and the championship, and I wish you a great weekend.
Thanks, Joe. Have a good one.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is the nightcap. The 305 Sprint Cars. Like to thank, as always, everybody for tuning in. And next week, we'll be back with the $500 Dash for Cash brought to you by the Dirt Track Bank. So we're all looking really forward to that. And until then, we will see you. I wish you all a great weekend. And I do thank you all for tuning in. So until next week, we'll see you.
The goal at any given race is, of course, to win. And CrowdStrike, AWS, and DXDT were fortunate to achieve championship-winning results in 2020. We're extremely proud to be partnering with Operation Motorsport through our racing initiatives. Their program seeks to place military veterans in various positions inside a real racing team. The experience aids in their retraining, recovery, and rehabilitation.
So my name is Chad Failing. I'm a staff sergeant retired out of the United States Army. I am with Kevin Boehm under DXDT. You're getting creative. You're getting taught to think outside of the box.
We couldn't be more proud to be affiliated with this great program. In the spirit of giving back to the community and creating meaningful opportunities, we are committed to building a diverse motorsports platform with the amazing men and women who have served our country.